Shalom. This week's Sedra is Sedra Pinchas. I hope that you'll allow me to share a few words of Torah with you. Women's suffrage has been a controversial topic in almost any context for thousands upon thousands of years. Held back academically, professionally, and politically, women have fought for equal rights since Adam and Chava. The controversy hasn't escaped the Jewish context, with plenty of people alleging that God, the Torah, and the sages have instituted laws that discriminate against women. Although commonly an eye-rolling, generating cliché, there actually is a large and mostly misunderstood difference between gender role differentiation and discrimination. This Dvar Torah will aim to explain the difference and demonstrate how different roles for different genders isn't exclusionary or discriminatory, but pragmatic for the good of the nation. The goal of this Dvar Torah is to explain gender roles and the advantage in having them. In our Sedra, the daughters of a man named Slavchad approach Moshe with a question. Land rights in Eretz Yisrael are conveyed to the sons of fathers who have passed away, but Slavchad died without any sons, leaving only daughters. His daughters, called the Bnot Slavchad, asked Moshe if they could inherit their father's land. Not knowing the answer, Moshe asks Hashem if the Bnot Slavchad should inherit, in fact, their father's land. Hashem says that yes, they should, and many look at this episode of the Bnot Slavchad as the first Jewish feminist victory. The Bnot Slavchad, though, weren't feminists, and their question wasn't about women's rights, it was actually about roles. The ultimate vehicle for developing a relationship with God is through Torah study. Many have mistakenly thought that women are exempt from the mitzvah of studying Torah, but nothing could be further from the truth. Women are exempt from the mitzvah of Talmud Torah, but the mitzvah of Talmud Torah isn't to merely study Torah, it is to study and teach Torah. Every Jewish man, no matter what their profession, is obligated to teach Torah. Teaching Torah is a vehicle to ensure the continuation of the Masorah, the unique Jewish tradition of wisdom and ritual. And this is a role placed squarely on the shoulders of Jewish men. While women are exempt from teaching Torah, they are not exempt from studying Torah. Land rights in Eretz Yisrael, and here's our connection, convey much more than wealth and property. The land is a primary vehicle of developing a relationship with God, and passing that relationship on to the next generation. The role of passing on our wisdom and methodology, our Masorah of understanding God, is given to men. Therefore, land rights pass through male heirs. In the absence of the continuation of the Masorah and their family through men, there was no role for land rights, and therefore was open to Slavchad's daughters. Discrimination isn't when one is prevented from opportunities presented to others. It is when people are prevented from improving their situation for no rational reason. An individual assigned one role and excluded from another for their own good isn't being discriminated against. God doesn't discriminate against men by creating them in a manner that doesn't allow them to give birth. And He isn't discriminating against women by having them play a different role in the Masorah. The Bnot Slavchad being given their father's property demonstrates that when there's no benefit to women or the nation, equal opportunities are presented to all genders. Shalom.